That'll work. Brief overview of the agenda. We'll do some welcomes and introductions at the beginning, introduce our industry partners. Then we're going to have a conversation amongst the schools that are participating in this project about what you're hoping to do. And then we'll have a conversation about the specific curriculum that's being deployed here at Laney and how that might fit in. And then we'll talk about the other curricular elements that need to go with that. And we'll figure out what we need to do next. So this is a launch meeting, a kickoff meeting. This is not a meeting to present a complete plan. This is a meeting to let you know how far along we are and where we need help to create the complete plan. So on that note, Dr. BACCC, you've got the floor.
Oh, thank you.
For a couple of minutes, sir. Yeah.
Okay. So originally I prepared a 90-minute address, but I 3 minutes. Just wanted to say good morning and welcome to Laney College. We're so glad to have you on our campus and to welcome you this morning. This is an exciting time. We brought a number of our classes from online back to face-to-face, and our campus has really just been so vibrant this semester. You know, just hearing the word kickoff and getting things started and getting things moving. Couldn't be a better time for that. This fall here at Laney College, it's been in the media a little bit. We're trying something. We're doing a fall is free semester where basically we're supporting students not just with their tuition, but also with other things that are great challenges to students, such as buying books, technology, parking, and even our food distribution efforts, which have been very active over the last 2 years. We're keeping those up, and our students who come to campus all have lunch, and they also have access to food pantry items that they can take home for the week. We really want their success, just like all of you who are here and invested today. Another thing that's been great about our initiative, and I think it's a theme for today, has been partnership. I did see Eva Jennings walk in a few minutes ago.
Great. Thank you.
Partner with the College of Alameda. Also want to say welcome this morning to the members of the consortium that are here. A pleasure to meet you. And also just, again, exciting times. A lot of things that are going on, welcoming our industry partners. I know Amazon Web Systems is here with us this morning. Intel, great to have you. Google, IBM, Alteryx, did I pronounce it correctly? Okay, welcome, sir. Also AIEDU, Joy Thomas, and Ready.Set.Excel. Did I miss anybody? Okay, certainly when you lay out the red carpet and welcome, you want to make sure that welcome applies to everybody. Just glad you're here and glad to see you're invested. We had an event a few months ago where we opened up all our career programs, and industry partners came. And to meet and engage them and talk about their investment in our students and the fact that they want to partner and perhaps while they're employing our students, make space for them to complete their studies with us, has shown a commitment to partnership that I've never seen before in all of my years in college leadership. It's been a few now. But anyway, with all that said, like I said, I wanted to keep this to 3 minutes. Welcome to everyone. Glad you're here. Hope the day is a very productive one. I'm going to stay as much as I can. Probably will need to excuse myself a little while, as I guess there's the rest of the campus to worry about. But with all that said, welcome to Laney College, and please, the campus is yours today. Thanks. Thank you.
Hi, everybody. I'm BACCC. I'm the Vice President of Instruction. And I want to say thank you to the Laney faculty for saying, hey, we should do something with AI. And the Laney math and science team who said, hey, I really want to do something with AI. And the BACCC and all the rest of you were saying, this is the future, this is the curriculum, this is what we should be providing for our students. I'm super excited. I'm also excited that this is a regional joint venture working with all of our friends and family in the community college Bay Area world. I'm excited we're doing another regional venture on video production, and it's just really cool too. And I'm just overjoyed. So, and I'm also happy you found the best center. It's a little complicated, to be honest. But we're happy to have you here, and we'd love to host you again for any of your future meetings. And I hope you have a good day. So, thank you.
Okay, briefly, who we are, the Bay Area Community College Consortium. That's the 28 colleges in the San Francisco Bay Area. We've got about 440,000 students. Industry partners who are trying to diversify their workforce have discovered that community colleges are a great way to do that. Because in the Bay Area, only 24% of our students are white. So if you're looking for a diverse workforce, recruiting out of community colleges is a fabulous place to solve that particular problem. And we know we have that problem in tech. We're basically all we try and do is figure out what employers are looking for out of our students. And then we try and get the colleges to teach that stuff. And there's a lot of give and take in that. It's a little bit like herding cats because colleges are completely autonomous. But that's the role of BACCC, is to try and bring those two parts together. In terms of the folks that are here from BACCC, let's see. If I walk over here and keep talking, the camera will point over here at Olivia. So Olivia's worked with the ICT sector for a couple of years. Now she's focused on the Bay ICT partnership and on a new project for virtual production. Let's see, next on the list is Dan Montoya. So here's where Dan is. This is thanks for all the folks on Zoom. I saw Debbie out of Las Positas. I saw Mike over at Foothill and some other folks. So thank you for joining us, and I hope it works well on Zoom as it does, as it's working here. This is Dan Montoya. He's been working as a project manager on the AIDA project. So he's overall project manager. Let's see who's next. Lauren's not here. Lauren's on Zoom. She's hosting the Zoom meeting from San Diego because that's where she happens to be right now. That's one of those things we learned over the pandemic is you don't really all have to be in the same room to work together. And then Sarah Ferguson. Sarah is right over here, and the camera's probably turning over here to find Sarah. But Sarah is handling events and helping out the project coordinator. So that's our team. Oh, I'm right. I work for BACCC. Technically, I'm a regional director for the ICT and virtual and digital media sector. And then I work a lot on partnerships. So I've been working with partnerships with the workforce development system and working with partnerships with vendors and industry partners, some of whom are in the room here. And we also have, the way this project is organized, we've done it with a steering committee, a small group of deans basically, or senior folks at various colleges that help us stay on track, that check in. This is governance of a project, is the steering committee. And those folks are Alex Kramer from College of San Mateo, and Angel over here, Angel Fuentes. He's the Dean of Math and Sciences here at AIDA College. And I just want to say that we've been having weekly meetings of the core team on this project to get it launched and started and get going on things. Angel is the motivation for all of that, the key lead on all of that.
We're going to say vocational group.
He's also, I think, set the personal best record for the number of times of getting COVID. Let's see.
I am way too close to me. I'm gonna move.
She just figured out where the camera is. So he was over at College Valley, Dean of CP. So that's the steering committee. And then we have in the Bay ICT partnership, that's a partnership of employers who have joined to help us with ICT programs generally. And we've gone to that group. It's a fairly large group of people. We've gone to that group and asked folks from that group if they'd be willing to dive in on this particular project a little bit. So far, we've got a couple of people there, one from Dan Turchin from People Rain and Chris Gomes from American Express. And we are currently actively recruiting out of that population of advisors and partners. So that particular group will grow.
As far as the labor market, I'm not going to spend any time at all on this because the labor market, basically what it says is labor market data doesn't do a very good job of showing us jobs that are just starting to come into play. So we're gambling with this that there will be a labor market for entry-level AI and data analytics jobs. We're starting to see the beginnings of it, but it takes us, if we started today, our first associate's degree would be 2 years. So we need to try and imagine what it's going to be like 2 years to do this. So that's what that is basically talking about. Overview of the summary of the project. AI and data analytics, this is a big deal. Obviously, in fact, those in the industry know a lot about it. We have not really built out a lot of programs in the community colleges. There are some data analytics programs. There are some beginnings of AI programs, but not a ton of that. That's what we're proposing to fill the gap on. And the basic idea is we have other places in the country who have done a really fabulous job of this, frankly. The Maricopa Community College District in Arizona has a complete program done in partnership with Intel. And we've taken a good hard look at that program, some in Florida, some in Southern California. And that program at Chandler is probably as close as the best we've seen and probably as close as we're going to find of something that's extant. So we're looking to bring that to Laney College and adapt it however it needs to be adapted. And then Laney College becomes the center of excellence for the Bay Area. So anyone who needs AI or data analytics curriculum for their program at their college, that's all freely available. We've licensed all of Intel's curriculum for the Bay Area. So any college who wants to use any of that is free to use it. We've also sent 5 faculty people through a train the trainer program. One of them's here in the room, Twan. I know one's on the Zoom. Hi, Mike. Mike from Foothill. Mike Murphy went through the train the trainer program, and a couple other people from Foothill. So we'll be able to train our own faculty without having to bring Intel in every time. And then we're also working on trying to figure out what to do with data analytics, frankly. We're not sure where that's going, but we know we need to address it. So those are the 2 thrusts of this project. As far as the outcomes, the Center of Excellence here at the flagship college, model curriculum, some pathways out of K-12, the possibility to implement entirely virtual. We're real interested in doing AI and data analytics labs online, which requires some infrastructure. Student learning program outcomes. We have an equity focus on everything we're doing, professional development for faculty to be able to teach, and then work-based learning programs and a sustainability plan. One of the things that makes me crazy is we get a project, we get some grant money, we get some short-term money, we bring the project up, we get everything going, and then the grant runs out, and now. So we're very conscious that we need to design something that can be sustained with enrollment, with support from industry, with all of that. As far as the colleges that have endorsed this project, so this is called a regional joint venture. It's basically how we decide to invest a particular pot of money in the Bay Area. And these are the colleges that endorse this project. They will be participating in the project at various levels. And there are other colleges that will be participating that didn't endorse, but who have come to it since then. And then the organizations that are supporting the program, some of whom are here. I'm going to give each one of the ones who are here a minute or 2 to introduce themselves. And I've got at least 1 slide for each of you. So I don't know what order, they may be in alphabetical order. I don't think Alex is here yet. I know he planned on coming. Can you tell him he's online?
I got a message from him late last night that he's not going to join, but he's going to join via Zoom, and I don't see him online yet.
Okay, well, Alex hasn't made it online yet. So briefly, the AIEDU project is a project to bring AI to implement AI curriculum mostly in the K-12 system. So we're going to lean on those folks to help us figure out the K-12 connections on things. Alteryx, I know you're here. I know you have a ton of slides. Jay Garcia, why don't you stand up and tell me which slide you want to use?
Good morning. Can you please go to the next slide? Next slide. I'm not going to bore you with this. Next slide. Next slide. Next slide.
Oh, I love this.
We all know about the data analytics skills gap. That's what we're here. So next slide, please. Next slide. Right there. Good morning, everybody. My name is Jay Garcia. I work for Alteryx. What do I do at Alteryx? Pretty much at Alteryx, I'm responsible for managing the relationships that we have with academic institutions west of the Mississippi River, as well as Latin America. What are you talking about, Jay? Who is Alteryx? Alteryx, we are a data analytics automation company. We have a software, same as our competitors. And I will mention them simply because I want your students to also understand the software tools that are available, not just from Alteryx. I want them to know Tableau, Power BI, UI. Why? Because these are automation tools that are going to save a lot of time from them when they enter the workforce. So at Alteryx, we have the Spark program. With our Spark program, we're enabling these students to be able to learn the skills that they're going to need to be able to solve, understand, and question, and solve business problems using data. Long are the days of being able to make decisions based on a gut feeling. Everything is driven by data. So with our Alteryx Spark program, we partner right now with about 800 plus institutions globally, over 40, 50 countries. How does this partnership come into play? We provide our licenses directly to you guys, to institutions. We can also provide it directly to the learner. This is a free license that a professional has to pay about $5,200 when they get into the workforce to receive this license. This is the investment that Alteryx is making in bridging the analytics skills gap. We provide a free license. We also have a community of over 300,000 users with various user groups, depending on the regions, where the learners can go there, they can visit the job board, they can interact. For the educators, we have an educator focused group where educators are able to connect with one another, share case studies, share resources, share syllabus on how they're incorporating this learning into their curriculum. Some of them are teaching it in the curriculum, and some of them are teaching it as a standalone. And then lastly, we have our certification program. Certifications are completely free to anybody. They can take it every 7 days and they receive a privilege badge they can display on their LinkedIn profiles or on their resumes. I want to say up to date, we have about 192,000 learners we've been able to impact with free licenses so they can pick up the skills to enter the workforce. So my name is Jay Garcia, I work at Alteryx. Happy to be here and collaborate with every single one. Thank you.
Thanks, Jack. So I'm going to slip back because I just saw Alex pop on there. Alex, if you want to unmute yourself and say hello briefly.
Yeah, thank you so much. Sorry, I had trouble finding the link to join. But can everybody hear me okay? I'm going to look for some thumbs up just to make sure. Yes.
Yeah, we can hear you, Alex.
All right, excellent. Thank you, guys. Yeah, I'll make this really brief, just because we're already sort of going on. So I'm Alex Catron. I co-founded the AI Education Project. We're a 501c3 nonprofit, and we build curricula and programs for students in high school and community college to explore the future of work and the ways that artificial intelligence is impacting them from the perspective of like the careers that they might be going into, but also from the perspective of the ways that they're interacting with technology as consumers and as citizens. We have been working with the Bay Area Community College Consortium for a while now, and it's mostly been to explore how can we plug into dual enrollment high schools to provide an on-ramp for a broader array of students to explore some of these opportunities that some of these other partners are sharing. And our belief is very much that the earlier you start in high school, helping students really think about some of the different intersections of technology. In many cases, what AI is doing is it's bringing technology to more career pathways than existed before. It's not just a matter of STEM students versus non-STEM students. Anybody who's spent some time on the internet reading about AI in the past couple of months has seen text to image generators where AI can actually create illustrations, completely original illustrations. AI can actually write copy and as you know, even essays and poetry. And so we're all about helping students sort of like learn what that really means for them, and opening their eyes to some of the ways that they can harness it for their own well-being and their careers. So I'll pause there. We have a bunch of products that we would love to be sharing. They're all free, that we'd love to be sharing, you know, as part of this partnership. But I'm also just here to learn more about all the amazing work that you all are doing and figuring out how we can be a force multiplier for it.
Thanks, glad you could make it. Now I'm gonna go forward through all the Alteryx slides. AWS is in the room.
Yes. Great, I'm my role Dan, and this is Monica being my course member. I'm with Machine Learning University at AWS, but I've worked with many of you when I helped launch the cloud degree program here in the Bay Area. Also, it's been Kramer and I were trying to figure out how long it's supposed to be, like 4 years. So that's a really long 4-year initiative. I'm now with Machine Learning University. Of course. And what I'm doing is I'm working to Machine Learning University is an internal program at Amazon, and we are going to be externalizing the content that we use to train our engineers. Internally, we're going to make it external and available to community colleges, HBCUs, MSIs, and other institutions globally. But we have several streams of work that we're really focusing on. So we're kicking off with a strong focus on educator enablement. So I just ran a boot camp. It ran evenings and Saturdays. We had 26 educators complete the boot camp from 23 different institutions in the US. And they're all earning CEU credits. They're also qualifying for stipends, and they also get badges that they can use in social media that are already issued through AWS. So that's kind of our core focus right now, is like really helping educators upskill their knowledge on machine learning and helping them learn terminology and techniques that are not just AWS centric. We're talking, those who have worked with me know that I like to be agnostic. So I wanted to be transferable knowledge, whether they're using Google or they're using IBM or they're using any other platform, because I believe that no single industry partner uses one platform, right? Every employer uses mixed platforms, so it's important for us to be really agnostic. We are also offering some free compute, so CPU and GPU through SageMaker Studio Labs. Educators that are interested can get a free account and our credit card required. It does complement AWS Academy. So for those of you who are familiar with AWS Academy, this is additional compute service that just focuses on AI and machine learning. So you can run those big data problems. We are going to be running monthly webinars. We have like a whole program. We're running additional boot camps, also for educators. And then we're going to be providing our content, as I mentioned, and additional support to launch programs. We have been working with Houston Community College, who is one of the first community colleges to be approved to offer a bachelor's in AI, which is a huge accomplishment. And Dr. Brown at Houston Community College is open to like, take me wherever you want to go make sure on the plane. So I'm working to really help Dr. Brown kind of extend his reach also, so he can help other community colleges take the curriculum that he used that included some Intel, some Google, some AWS, to really create robust programs. And so we're just here to partner with you to help you and support your programs also, and also help students get those entry level jobs. So,
Thanks, Maya. Nelson. Oh, there's Nelson.
Hi everyone, my name is Nelson. I'm the Workforce Development Education Manager on the Global team. So what I do is I work with across our AIDA partners, from high school, community colleges, 4-year universities, to offer the Google Career Certificates. That includes all 5 of our certificates. I had a slide, but then we're only at 1 minute. So
slides. There's an ecosystem.
Yeah, so I just want to talk about the ecosystem. So one of the things that we do at Google is that we're training students through our certificates, not only for jobs at Google, but also everywhere else in the industry. So we have a part of our employer consortium encompasses 150 plus employers. So in California alone, we have tech such as TikTok, Salesforce, Snapchat that we work with, that we connect those employers with community colleges. An example of that just happened, Wells Fargo, we were working with them, we connected them with a school in North Carolina that was hiring for an IT support position. So we actually were able to do that connection for our employers and our community college partners. And this is really great timing because at Google, we're developing advanced certificates, specifically for major popular labor market, popular certificates in the labor market. Our research shows that our data analytics students with our data analytics skills receive on average 74,000 salary entry level position. So I'm gonna stop there. There's a quick video that talks about our certificate. I would love to show it. It's only like,
Yeah, it's got an auto start on it, so tell me when you're ready.
okay, I'm ready now.
Oh, wait.
Oh, and then all of our certificates are ACE recommended up to 12 credit. And then there should be a video somewhere. It's back.
There it is. Oh, it doesn't have to start.
To whom it may concern, I'm applying for the position of user experience designer,
Information security analyst,
project manager.
data analyst. I've always been interested in helping people solve problems.
I am extremely organized. Thank you, Mama. You're welcome. I have an exceptional eye for detail,
Although I haven't worked directly in this field,
and I've been job market for a while.
I recently completed a Google Career Certificate. It's given me a solid foundation in important areas like help desk support and cybersecurity. Thanks to my Google Career Certificate, I've completed real projects in SQL and R programming.
To help me learn practical skills like managing budgets. Thanks to my Google Career Certificate,
I'm confident I'd be a valuable addition to your team.
join thousands of graduates and put your skills to work with a Google Career Certificate.
Great. Thanks, Nelson. So Christina Ortiz from IBM is,
I'm with Intel.
I'm sorry, with Intel. Oh, I was supposed to cover sorry, I got to cover the IBM thing because the IBM folks couldn't make it. So skills build, we have a licensing agreement with IBM for all the skills build materials. It includes an awful lot of workplace skills, general workplace skills, teamwork, time management, and those kind of things, along with technical content. And we're not sure exactly what we'll be using out of skills build, but we have a catalog of things that we can tap into as we need them. They've been a great partner of ours. And J. Thomas Foundation.
That'd be me. I'm here in the double billing, so if you see a costume change, that's what happened. My name is Maya Srinivasan, and I am volunteer for the Joy Thomas Foundation. It was established in 2020. The goal of, there's a slide that goes, right?
Yep, sorry.
Thank you. The goal of Joy Thomas was a college mate of mine. We went to engineering school together, and he passed away a few years ago. And he was very passionate about promoting STEM and careers in academics and industry for underserved students. And so his friends got together, formed this foundation, and we have a very large network of friends of Joy who work in technical space, either in academics or in industry, both in India, where I went to college, and the US, in the Bay Area in particular. So the goal, and right now, JTF has already launched projects in India that are underway, working with colleges and high schools and enabling STEM pathways into engineering and other colleges. This is our pilot engagement in the US to work with community colleges, and we're very committed to establishing connections with Angel students from the beginning of AIDA to see like who's going to employ you when you come out. Should you be on Upwork? should you should you start there? Because I know the farms for a lot of the data work happen in Vietnam and Thailand, right? So who's going to hire here? Because we want our students to be here. So my goal is to have involvement of potential employers from the beginning to advise curriculum, make comments saying this is what we want, this is what we are not seeing, and I'm delighted to be part of it. As a bonus, I get to meet all these people I've been working with for
A few months now, actually. Maya's been with us from the beginning.
I'm delighted to meet all of you. All right, next. My name is Maricopa, and I founded Ready.Set.Excel. There's a slide. Almost right.
Next slide. Oh, sorry.
So Ready.Set.Excel, the reason I founded Ready.Set.Excel was a lot of high school students were entering students were entering high school with very shaky math foundation. And math is one of those things, if you have a shaky foundation, it's very hard to build it up and build complex ideas from there on. And the last few years I've been involved with getting college readiness, and the same problems persist. In doing a little bit of work, research, the #1 college class that the highest failure is college algebra, followed closely by organic chemistry and physics. And the thing that ties all this together is math. So that's the focus of Ready.Set.Excel, to make sure that students get going with a good foundation. And if they have, and please go to the next slide. And underserved students suffer more than most disproportionately in having shaky foundation. And it is my mission to try and address this. The way I would like to be part of this, engage with all the community colleges, is to see how best we can inform the students of what they need to know. The biggest problem often is they don't know what they need to know, they don't know it. They're all confused, right? So, and I know many community colleges have resource centers, so it would be, the way I would like to work with it is to see whether we can inform both the student, how best to ask for help, and work with like your math labs, which I know can be the case.
Great.
I actually that.
Thanks, Mike.
Thank
So the other I word, we put Intel at the end of the alphabetical list because we knew that Christina was flying into San Jose and might be a few minutes late, and I didn't even see her until I turned around there. So Christina, thanks.
For accommodating my schedule. I'm Christina Ortiz with Intel Corporation. I'm actually out of Chandler, Arizona. And I manage our AI and digital readiness programs in the US. So I just want to pause for a minute. Probably don't tell, just being down the street, but our purpose is to create world-changing technology that enriches the lives of every person on Earth. And I say that because it kind of leads into why we're so excited about the AIDA project. Really, you know, the technology is all around us, right? And AI is really impacting our day-to-day life already. But a lot of folks don't understand what's behind that, right? So we want to have that positive impact. We want to increase understanding what's driving all this technology around it and help grow the diverse practitioner base. So it's really aligned to our overall purpose and our schedule. The next one.
Oops. What have I done? Sorry.
So I mean, you all know the why guy, but why Intel cares about this, right? Is AI is everywhere, but we recognize that AI is not, which is why we're all here together today. So about 2 years ago, understanding and seeing that there's this large AI workforce gap across the world, we have programs going on in other regions, but specifically within the US, we said, how do we go address this, right? We should have seen the firms that exist, master's, PhD level AI. There's definitely a gap at entry level programs that build AI awareness, AI technology skills. So that's where we decided to, hey, let's go see if we can create a pilot with the community college. And we started with the Maricopa community college district in Arizona, and Gabrielle is going to talk later, and Angel was actually also part of that system when we started. Maybe. This is the back. So we created our program about 2 years ago as the workforce program, really looking at empowering both current and future workers with the AI skill they need to get jobs. What Intel's providing and what BACCC and some colleges have access to is a ton of content. So we have over 500 hours of AI content in prepackaged term one courses as well as modules. As Ray mentioned, some of the faculty have already gone through the so that's a big part of what we're providing, as well as that faculty training. So we have some people trainers. We're actually moving to a hybrid format where we'll have on-demand modules, so we would be able to get you more faculty through those trainings. But another big piece of what we offer is we have over 70 colleges now, community colleges in the US that have been trained on our program, and we have 12 that are up and running degree and certificate programs. So we really provide that connection to other colleges we network that have already done things, whether that's how you start a certificate, how you talk, well, if you're in the talking industry, how you build that control pipeline. So we're really excited to share that information and connections across the US.
And for those on Zoom, we'll be doing the deep dive on the curricular elements at the last hour of the meeting today.
And I think that was it.
Thank you so much. Oh, and Intel? Okay, so at this point, I'm going to turn this off because we're at a discussion section here, conversations, and start back up. We're moving into the last part of this meeting today, and I'm just going to turn it over to Angel. So, Angel, you got it.
Welcome back. We're going to now move on to the part of the event where our faculty are going to be sharing their hard work and what they've done so far, and the status of the programs as we have been developing with them. Quick note, though, one of our partners in time, Gilbert, he was with the trainer earlier this year with Tuan. He can't be here due to some personal events that he needs to take care of, but he's very excited about this program as well, and he still engaged, but still, not here but engaged in our work as we develop it. I just wanted to really quickly show you this website. This is the AIDA website that our partners with in BACCC have launched. It has a lot of good information. You'll have more information as it goes on. The website has basically information on the jobs themselves. What can you do if you get a green in one of these areas? There's some examples right there. Our partners, of course, not only educational, but in industry. And then a little bit about how the program works, what we're going to do. All this is here. We're going to develop it as we go. The recording, for example, the recording for this meeting is going to be here, right? Okay, the recording for this meeting is going to be on this website right here. A little bit of more partnership, industry partners, comments, and then a little bit more information, general information about what it's like to do something like this and all that. The website is being shared with you. It was on the chat earlier today for those of you on Zoom. The website link was in the chat already. It's acc.org/AIDA. That's where you can go get all this information. And with that, I'm going to pass it along to my faculty to discuss what they've done on the artificial intelligence and data analytics curriculum development. Let us know if you have any questions.
Good morning, everybody. I think that we met some of us already, and so if I have not met some of you, my name is Tuan Nguyen. I'll already introduced some of us, but I do appreciate to have the opportunity to work on this exciting project here. It came about very early on, so let me what am I sharing? the page button visuals I have. So here is our members of the group. Yeah. Out of this, in Andrew already say Mr. Derek Smith could not be with us, but he is a tremendous member. His input is well versed, and I always appreciate what he gave us. So for the presentation that I have here, I think that I can skip some of these because these things have been introduced by Ray or other members already. So you now already know what BACCC is, and you also know what Laney College is, where it is, and then what we are. I will go and talk a little bit about members and the support as let's say early steps of let's say encouragement talk, supporting talk from the team, from the VP, and say you better go and think about this, talk with whoever. Yeah. So I will be talking about it a little bit. And as we go, we will be looking at some of the activities, especially early on with the training. We knew AI here and there. Everybody talk AI, but then we have to be focused on now set AI as the path in curriculum and teaching. So we've already got training, and we got Intel training at the very least. And then soon after that, the summer came. We got another week of AI training from Professor Habib. That is tremendous because he actually shared with us in teaching, not just the curriculum outline, the detail of the curriculum, he shared with us his teaching and so on. So I just want to mention and emphasize that experience. And then, of course, we'll be sharing with all of us here the activities in the course developments and what we have and what we think of coming. Definitely, we need all the help that we can get and sharing to work together with the industry partners and the college partners. Next. Okay, next. All right, so early on, as our VP, Rebecca already said, we made a connection and then she referred us in Andrew and the boss started to go. And so early on, we have Derek Smith, who is not here, as I mentioned, is the next about Kickoff in math, and myself. So we work, and our team, I believe that he just wanted to make sure that we are in the same path. So he didn't say much, except he said, I used to do this. I have this meeting with Dean Gabriela, and then he's convinced us, yes, he already did it. That it says it's not just about if, it is about when we're gonna get it done. Yeah. So then, as you can see, we go on and we decided to have bi-weekly meetings. And in one of the early meetings, we have the opportunity to meet and get the support from the Gabriela. Soon after that, Professor Habib got in contact with Mr. Derek Smith, and then we exchanged some of the content documents, and we now get on board. There's no more, but we're gonna do that. And so we got informed that Intel will also offering the training in March, and we go ahead. Register for the training in March. And then later on, we got additional members joining us. We got Tyler, we got Johnny Williams, and then another member is Mr. Alteryx. He's not here. So with all this support, then now we have to work on the planning and the prep for how to structure the courses. Even though we get the support, we get the course out, get the curriculum planning all from Intel, Professor Habib, but we still have to do our work here because our system is different from there, and some of the materials we may want to update or modify a little bit. Yeah. And at the same time, I believe that some of us already mentioned, there are a couple of great universities nearby. Yeah. So we cannot not going after them. So we started to do the work, checking things out, Stanford, Calvert, yeah. And so we also have the professional development during the summer with last good. And so I did like 3 weeks during the summer. The last week, the first week is AID. That was great because that is the motivation for me to get training. And then a week after that, I started to get training with Untitled Studio, Alteryx designer. Now my energy really runs low. And then the next week with Tableau, I can only do 2 days. And they just basically ignore me. So then I came back and said, okay, look at me. I'm here. So that's fine. Then we also know that Power BI is one of the tools. Yeah, at the district we get hearing Power BI. So those are the things that we have to think about and we have to be prepared for the time. It's just a word about Stanford. Stanford has more than 50 courses in AI. And under the organization within the AI, the NLP, the Natural Language Processing Group, is under guidance of Professor Christopher Manning. And then on the computer vision side, it was under the leadership of Professor Fei Li. So those who are him, if you look at them, they are him. Yeah. But then Cal has one key AI class. I mentioned here 188 because they are few. But their AI efforts are spreading out into robotic programs that they have. If you want to take robotics, you have to take the AI class. And some other in biology, I believe that they have one. In neural systems, they also have one. So they spread out, not as concentrated as Stanford. Then for us now, we committed go to the training. So we got the training with Intel through Kevin Rush and Victoria Reed. And then we have a week of training through last stickers. I do appreciate the AI week. It's really exciting. One thing that we missed on that one is somehow we lost the video. Every session that we met, we saw the record button hit, but then at the end somehow we lost. So I made the point. Then the next training, I will attend and make sure that we won't lose the videos because I need some of those motivational sharing talk. Yeah, I am new if I'm teaching. He already went through a few cycles already. That is great. And then on the DA side, we have our colleagues, Chandler, attended one of the conferences in the summer. We went to attend a couple of the webinars and other talks since last year. So I kind of get to know what the goal of campus on the ES side, because they are going to establish their own school in computing, data science, and ethics. So they have their own school very soon. So they really go promote the BSA everywhere if they can separate. Of course, the training on the other DAs to be software tools. I really appreciate the training, not to advertise them, but it was the first time that I took the studio training. And they asked me to go to Los Angeles and scrape the weather data and display on the web on my own page. That got very exciting. If I have to write a web page myself and do that, I don't know. I don't know if I can do it. Yeah. But then they just say, just use this tool to do that, and we got it. And then subsequently, I have twice already learning about the Alteryx design. So it is really good tools if you want to do business forecasting, improving, checking if your company making profit, right trend, really. Tableau, as I say, I get lost, so I'm out. So Power BI is really nice. Okay, and then now the developments, yeah. So all the courses that we develop, we have had the confidence from the Intel curriculum. And also that week of training with Professor Hamid, it is a great confidence builder, yeah. Because we were able to then create the first two AI courses, Introduction to AI and the Machine Learning class. So two of them, to us, the intro to AI is simple, but the machine learning, as I learned from Hamid, tricky, yeah. And we try to think of maybe we can modify here and there, but eventually we just took the same setting from Hamid. Of course, it's based on Intel curriculum setting. And then in addition to those, we realized that we need math. Yeah. AI without math is not possible. So our colleagues, Mr. Nick Kickoff, spent time with Mr. Derek Smith working on math AI. Derek spent time with Kevin and Victoria in the math for AI discussion and help for them. So right now in the system, we only have 3 courses submitted and waiting for clearance and signatures. In the pipelines, we already have the 5 courses that will be launched to the system in a few weeks. So of course, after machine learning, you have to think of natural language processing. That is important. And then all of that is computer vision. Those 2 courses are really in the ensembles of the AI courses. I think. Yeah. Yeah.
So the first 3, then you actually have sections this fall, or?
The process, we look at the community colleges here, and we want to bring a new courses develop and launch them in the system. Then hope for the signature of things like department chair, curriculum chair, teams, and so on. So that's the one path that we can go to. So right now we just launched. We're waiting for the signature to go through their own, let's say, time. The other options you have heard. The team may make an effort to say, you can offer this as special topics. So since we already have it, so that is one possibility. And then that will have that offering it for it first time is, but the next part is you have the numbers, you have students. So we need to have time to advertise that. And then we cannot just bluntly come out that I have AI class. So in the way I have been advertising the incoming AI, let's say curriculum methodology in a subtle way. So this and so on. One of the things that I say is that the intro to AI does not require a whole lot of programming. So then that is one piece that I see. So then, of course, getting a degree in AI is not a kind of like industrial strength if you don't have a capstone. So during that AI week, Professor Hamid really mentioned fun things about the capstone classes. That the project he had, his student went through, took it, and he worked with the students. Because the capstone from project that he brought into the classroom was very much real. So then I believe that one of the projects relating with Intel, I don't remember quite all of them, but the capstone project are very important. That is why, as of this one, if I really can ask the industry department, please help us with giving us the faculty and instructors the opportunity to learn and work with real world let's say application. project, or what, so that we can bring them back, bring the experience back, share with the students, and that will motivate them. Yeah.
Math, the 3 math 49 classes, that's a choice of one of those 3 in the program?
These 3 classes, the statistics for AI, linear algebra for AI, AI. The topics here should come from the pure math for AI. It was suggested by our team that we may want to consider some modular classes. We can operate maybe 6 or 8 weeks. Yeah, instead of taking a 4 math for AI for 17 weeks, you may lose students that way because the 3 topics are in the way kind of challenging.
So those are 1 unit classes?
These 2, I think that as I check in the curriculum setting, it's 2 units. Yeah.
2 and 1. It's a daunting list of math classes.
What if you just did the overall?
Then you done well. Yeah. So if you took that, if you took this math for AI class, you have a 4 units of this class. Yeah. One of the thought was 17 weeks for that challenging set of topics, maybe a bit daunting for students. So some students may not go through the program all. They only want to maybe do, I don't know, machine learning and then branch out to something else. So maybe statistics, one that they want to get, and then after that, maybe some linear algebra, but not the whole setting. Like one.
There's another side to it too, which is maybe the students, maybe we already have students that have all calculus, all the way to differential equations, and have taken linear algebra. And they maybe have never taken statistics in their life. So maybe just taking this one very short course prepares them for the rest, and they don't have to do the whole sequence, and then we can do some course substitution and so on. That way we can take care of everybody, not just new students who are starting.
But for those 1 module, there's too many for that, like that class. That was the other class, right?
I'm not quite sure.
So it's part of the module.
Next, you will have.
That's as our dean mentioned, that is about the options, choices. So students may, as it was mentioned, may have sufficient background already. Some of them may take already statistics and linear algebra and calculus 3. Calculus 3 means 1 to 3, and some of them might be starting from scratch, and some of them may aim for a particular certificate, which does not require the whole bunch of math tools, and statistics might be just enough, just fine, and or otherwise choices how to even if they need the whole thing, such as statistics, linear algebra, and calculus. So they still have choices. They may take a calculus based in 1 semester, in 1 big course, or take 3 short-term courses during whatever period of time is comfortable for an individual. So that's about choices. But roughly speaking, so K, L, and M, statistics, linear algebra, and calculus, they are equal to math for AI. And we hope, I personally hope that would be not 4 units, the whole thing of 5. Statistics 2 units, if it would be possible. Linear algebra 2 units, and calculus 1 unit. That sounds funny to me, but I hope at least 5 units for the whole thing. But if it's 4, we'll try whatever we can. We'll do it all we can.
And there's a second strategy there as well, which, I mean, if I were to go into this program, sorry, Becky, I'm quitting. And I'm going to go into this program. I have never taken statistics course in my life. I'm an astronomer. We didn't have to. And so I would have to take statistics first. I mean, I know most of it, but still, like, I would have to take statistics, make sure that I know what I'm doing. And then maybe I'll say, yeah, I've taken all these calculus classes already. Can you please just request it, override, whatever it's called, challenge, and then I'll have to take calculus again. The other thing is students, especially with math and hard subjects, students prefer to have chunks of it rather than a whole big thing. So if you present to them, you're going to complete these chunks, 3 of them in 1 semester, and you're done. They will always choose that over having a full class, an entire semester class, because they feel like they are achieving faster. And they feel like, oh, it's not so daunting anymore. I can do this in a couple of weeks, in 6 weeks. Then I'm done with that. And I'll move on to the next one. It's the same thing, but they still will choose that one over a couple semester class.
And then Gabrielle wanted to call out that statistics is the course that's required for the transfer.
All right, so now you can certainly have the understanding of how complex math is as we think of AI. Clearly, AI without math is not possible. But how do we bring math into AI? Not to accommodate master or PhD students, to accommodate community college students. So that is the challenge. So then, I think that we already talked about the foundational course. The thinking then, the degrees that we are going to offer, the certificates that we are going to offer, thinking about that. I haven't can't say much or share much, but my thinking is that one course in machine learning is not enough. And nowadays you have something called deep machine learning and so on. So yeah, and natural language processing, as I mentioned, a university may have quite a whole bunch of them. Yeah. So one course is just the foundation. So that's why I'm thinking of the advanced courses in these fields. So that we can offer a certificate in maybe machine learning, in NLP, computer vision, CD. So that would then be what we have. I think that I share with Olivia some of the understanding that I have regarding about these kind of technologies and so on. And in the future, who would then know exactly what can happen? But then I'm sure that will be quite different from what we say today. Let's say 2 years, 5 years. So then that is the thinking for this as it leads to the next one.
You just gotta hit you on the screen.
Yeah, sometimes I think the CSU and the community colleges are the so if you offer classes like that, they might question. So they might have same title, right? They might have the course with the same title. So that is something that we need to be careful. Yeah. Because we are not allowed to offer upper division courses. Like the community college system. So it's good that you already had conversation with them, so that you know that you are not stepping back. And we already got a reminder from our let's say articulation officer. Watch out, you are not going to touch on their let's say field or area. So we are aware of that. But that just hope that if we as the colleges working together, they may back up a little bit. Yeah, might just give you a little bit more work. So just hope, yeah. And as well, we are working with the understanding that the consultants, the contractors will help us to get through with the state quickest on the code of AIDA, the AIDIA, so that we can transfer all the course development under that name. That will help the whole Bay Area to be ready and stuff. So that you can see thinking of the AS degrees, thinking of the certificates, and then the details are not anything that we can put forward yet, but just the thinking. And so some of the detail will have to be shared and get help. Thanks. Okay. Any questions, anything? Surely ask. And as I said, I need your help, and I hope that we can work together. So it's still a question, have you offered those 3 courses already? No. Those courses we just added and launched in the system in one course in July, the other 2 courses just. I hope that I get all the signature code go through on the next few. Yeah, usually it's My colleagues, Nick and Carlo, would like to share some of their thoughts.
So my name is Nick. Don't you bother you with the pronunciation of my last name. And I'm gonna try to be concise and for sure. First of all, I'm really excited to get such a chance to present in front of such an outstanding audience. I'm gonna try to be concise, just share with you with a couple challenges, a couple of insights, one joke. So, challenge number one. The math content assumed for the such amazing area as artificial intelligence, it assumes and requires statistics, linear algebra, and calculus 3. It seems to be undoable, but Intel program and folks from Intel, they did outstanding, great job, and we're gonna base our program on their work. It is still a challenge. It still feels impossible. So that's the challenge, and also the in our community college level, junior college level, this AI program is somehow designed or assumed to be no prerequisites, or almost no prerequisites for the students, and most algebra. So statistics, linear algebra, and calculus 3 with no prerequisites. That's a challenge. It's a huge challenge, and we appreciate and we are trying to learn, and we're going to use all the content provided by Intel. We appreciate that. We're also going to try to so that is again, that is a challenge, and we're going to try our best, and we're going to try to provide our own input. We're going to try to adopt this program and experiment and practice, put into practice, and then we'll see. We're going to try, and we are trying already to anticipating all the problems of presenting such a content to the students with no prerequisites. We're trying to do something on our own, and our approach would be might be described as and based on intuition and visualization. That's an example in statistics. So we're trying to visualize and design the content in such a way so it would be so that it would be possible to solve impossible assignment, to present such a great content in such restricted under such restricted circumstances. That's how intuitive approach and visualization may look like. The next one. Yeah, so that's the other example. The point is the point color code, by the way. So all the items with the same color, they are logically and mathematically connected. So the point is just simple. We are trying to do our best, and we're going to try to combine all the content that provided by you, by our partners, and we're gonna add our own experience to community college level and environment, and we're gonna try our best. And also we're gonna share. So let me share without intention to share. So whatever we will be able to learn and to develop, we are going to share with our community college sisters, brothers, colleges. We're going to share with everything. That's our intention. That's our motivation. Whatever. Now, challenge number 2. Challenge. So, challenge number 1 and our main concern is how to serve our community and how to teach community college students and how to help them to get entry-level jobs. But at the same time, we do not want to cut or clip the wings. We have also proved experience that our students, Alteryx students, they agree, they succeed in for your colleges and universities, and we have also advanced students. And we don't want to just leave it there. We would like also, ideally, we would like to do something with those students, and I did contact our partners today and hope that they will help to provide opportunities to grow for them as well. So that's our challenge number 2, how to provide such opportunities for them advanced group of students that we also have, and how to not to limit their development, but support. So, and as you can see, the CS department in this college, they in particular, they already provided and offered such advanced activities for the students. The math department would like to join and introduce math-related AI research topics for the students. And one of those, and the first one might look like that. So we're going to invite our students to participate in such projects like Back to the Future of Artificial Intelligence. What it means, what I mean by that is that on the early stages of AI development, algorithms and logic and mathematical logic were in favor. But then, because of a bunch of circumstances, they were forgotten for some reason. There is an opinion that history goes this way, and there is an opinion that at some point, math logic will be returning to the AI area, and it might be the reason for the new era in artificial intelligence. And that would be one of the projects that I would like to lead in this college. If you'd like to be invited to such an event, let us know. We're going to include you in the invite list. But now a joke. We're ready. So at someday, what may happen someday, some of our former students, they may say that new era of artificial intelligence was launched in a community college. Laney Community College, California, USA. So that's what we have in mind to solve all the students, the main population, diverse population in a community college or colleges, but also to help the students to grow and to help in the development of the team. Thank you very much. Thanks.
Need 10, 5, 3, 1. 5. Let's say 5.
Okay, hi, I'm Kyla O, and this is Johnny Williams, and the two of us have been working on the GA side of the AIDA project. And we're here to just give you an overview about what we've been working on and what we're super excited about for our side. So the first thing is that we're adopting this new course, which is the Math 8 CIS 8, which is modeled after the DSA or Data 8 course at Caliber. So I went to their workshop along with Juan over the summer, and they are really encouraging all of community colleges to put forth this course. They had like 1,600 students at Cal who are enrolled in the course. They're really trying to spread the wealth to the community colleges to have us incorporate the course into our curriculum so that their students can focus on the higher level courses that they have to offer and to, you know, help develop their new school of data science that they're having. So we are excited to be having this course, and it's really kind of the foundation of our data science, data analytics certificate that we're going to be offering here. So there's just a brief overview of what that course is about. Thanks. And the other nice thing about that new course that we're going to be offering is it satisfies our area 4B course here at Laney, but it also articulates with Cal Berkeley and Cal State East Bay, and it satisfies the PSC area 4B and it gets the area 2 as well. So it's like it knocks out a lot of things. And for us here in the math department, we are adjusting our requirement so that one of the options for our degree is to have statistics course for Math 11. And we're including this new course as one of the options as well. So students can take data science to satisfy that requirement there. Some of the challenges that we had, first of all, deciding where is this new course going to go? Is it a math course? Is it a CIS course? We don't have a data science department here yet at Laney. So we were struggling to figure out where does it belong. And we really needed to reach out. It wasn't just Johnny and I's decision as to where we're going to go. We needed to involve our department, CIS department, the math department. We talked to departments in the other Peralta colleges, because it's not just a decision that affects Laney, it affects all 4 colleges in the Peralta system. So there was definitely a lot of outreach that needed to happen, a lot of compromise that needed to happen. So that was one of our challenges. And the other was to try to use, enrollment is not exploding at community college right now. So we didn't want to create a new certificate, a new program that would involve a lot of new courses. We wanted to try to use existing courses in order to develop our certificate. So trying to see what could be modified that we were already offering that we could come up with a certificate. I kind of already touched on that. So this is the certificate that we've come up with so far. So you can see right at the top is our new Math 8 CIS course, CIS 8 course. It's co-listed, so it's gonna be taught either by a CS faculty or a math faculty or the when it was first offered at Cal, it was co-taught by both a computer science and a math instructor. And we will have, I'll let Johnny talk about your the programming courses that you offer. I'm not going to try to speak for him, so just wanna.
So yeah, I mean, how is it been?
It's complicated. Our system is not agile. That's already been established. So where do you put agile industry-led curriculum? Really, that becomes the question. So for us, we kind of explain it. Our strategy was less is more. Really, we see this evolving over time. So really what we want to do is give students the opportunity to really get this certificate done as quickly as possible. So what we want to do with programming dynamic is really recognize that Python is the language of Go, but really we want students to understand that programming concepts in any higher level programming language can be applied to this. So that's why we said 6, 25, 36. These are all classes we offer every semester pretty much. So therefore, it should not be a challenge for students to get in one of these programming classes. Second of all, we want to recognize the interdisciplinary nature of this reality. What's the future going to be? Data will be a part of everything. Science, it'll be math, it'll be art, it'll be humanities. That's what that is. So in that conversation, and really giving some context to our conversation with our other division partners, Alameda College actually started into something about 4 or 5 years ago. They had a bunch of courses already on record and already approved. And we really kind of stole one of their faculty and let's go on our top. He's now the markup. That was one of our decisions to go for that because Anthony even chimed in and led such a nice program there. I think their challenge with enrollment is their classes were not articulated. So our group kind of started our conversation like, hey, they've got a great start, but as we mentioned, enrollment is the main driving force here. So Bit 8 became our capstone course. Combining statistics and programming. We want to have a programming background, recognizing programming will be a part of it. And then we want to have SQL, which is one of the fundamental history database software that are used. And then we also want to incorporate business because we want to have Excel. So Excel is, of course, in multiple areas at our college, but tying down how Excel will fit is kind of a hard choice. We went with business, which is our introduction to business and Excel course. Students in Excel, SQL, programming, and data science is kind of our foundational thought for the certificate now. Really, as it grows, for this 16 to 17 certificates or A degree, we see it be more interdisciplinary, like sciences and other things to our conversation. Now, there are a bunch of questions that you mentioned during your before the transition. Do you mind repeating some of those? Because I think we have some responses to some of those broader questions that you were kind of posing.
No, I'll find it here. But when you look it up, is your CIS 49S, has that got a CID associated with it?
So that is, go back to something.
No, I think this is the new slide. These are so our base certificate is on that first slide of the figure 17, and then.
Sorry, 43B.
Oh,
that's business 43B. Is that does that have a CID associated with it so that it's automatically articulated in CSUs and UCs?
That is a business question. I feel confident the answer is yes, but it's in our business. Usually it's a 4-unit transfer course, I believe.
I'm looking at all
that. I think it is. So it's the introduction to Excel for business.
I mean, that's great. You're given, you know, in career education, we often construct a special class that doesn't really count for a program like this. So it's great that you can adapt existing courses that already have articulation.
Well, for us, we want everything to count. And the main thing about the student is that, you know, with a new thing, it's hard to give up everything you've done before and say, I'm going to go, I've been a business major, I want to do data science, forget everything I've done in the past few years in business and transition to this, or any of these other disciplines that feed into this. It's hard to just scrap your previous vision and go forward. So what we want to allow students to do is adapt their vision to incorporate this. Hopefully our vision is that more departments can bring in their knowledge to our data conversation, because the data is bigger than just math and CIS.
It's the basics of data analysis. But anyway, the 43B transfers to the California State University system.
You want to ask the issue you listed? If he had answers for? Do you want me to go through what he said?
Just a couple.
I can do those. Okay.
You know, I've got
Oh, you got it. Okay.
Real quick, right? Can you show us the other courses? And explain it.
Yeah, so the base certificate is the one that you saw on the previous slide, and then we wanted to have a stackable certificate to enable students who wanted to get that certification in certain areas to be able to go out in the industry and say, hey, not only do I have this base certificate, but I'm also, familiar with these other technologies as well. And I think Twan kind of talked about the courses that he's done to go, hopefully, to go through those. And those will be additional courses that we will need to get approval for curriculum in order to get approved here at Laney. So that process hasn't started. We're hoping to start that process next spring. We just want to get our certificate going, our, that main course offered first before we start expanding into the new level.
And just, so you know, we have Alteryx in the house.
So Maya, you got better notes than me.
He said minimum qualifications to teach this. The other one was where does this live? Math, CIS. business.
Yeah, so, okay, so the first one, minimum qualifications, the way we decided, determine like how that would work is when we co-list, if it's listed as a CIS course, then the CS and the faculty teaching it as a CIS paid course will have to satisfy the minimum. If it's being taught as a math paid course, then it will need to be taught by the faculty satisfied with math.
CIS, our minimum qualifications are different than that. I think we offer more opportunities in terms of industries and people to come in and teach. So I think that our department offers more of an opportunity to have a new person maybe on specialty areas to join our department. Like when we have someone who's math specialty and engineering specialist, we do that already. But in addition to that, we can have other folks come in and join our department, hopefully to teach these courses. So for us, we didn't want the bureaucracy of education to stop innovation and kind of, we want to kind of keep moving forward, and sometimes things like that. It's hard to find people, hard to find people, period. It's a harder requirement, harder to people becoming exceptions.
What was the second part of that?
The second one was where does this live? Because it's such an
So,
interdisciplinary.
because it's cross-listed,
Yeah.
it's living in both.
So the data 8 course is co-listed. The certificate, I guess, I think there's some classes that are CIS, but really for our aid, we want to have more conversation about that. We want to bring more people.
You've got your first sign up for one of your Zoom. You have your first sign up. Your first sign up. You wanted to do.
And we're so happy about, I forgot to say this, my team, before I forget again, so thankful for them and all the work that they put in since the beginning of the year on all this. They're amazing, and I have asked for a better team to work with. On this. Kyle, wonderful person. So he's a mathematician, an engineer, a lawyer, he's everything.
I think the other two were curriculum approval process. I think you kind of skinned that by using existing courses where we could.
Yeah, so they
repurpose them.
Right, and so Danny in our new class will be going through math first, and then the CIS department will be copying our curriculum, and then so we put it through that, or we want to put it through at the same time.
Then my last one was connections to employers, and I think that might be partly on us. BACCC to help do that to the extent that you have those connections in college.
Yeah, that'd be great. And when we start offering employers to have employers come in to our classroom and talk about the opportunities, or come into even our other classes to make students aware of this new opportunity for them, I think would be amazing.
I think the evolution of the employer engagement conversation is about internship rather than employment. As we look at the minimal qual for most data science and engineering decisions, it's 3 to 5 years of experience before you start. Which kind of crazy to say, hey, when you're entry level job, when you're at 3 to 5 years of experience before you walk out the door, which is counter to it. So to that point, internship, I think the stronger argument for employers, because it's less of an investment. Also, an opportunity for the employer and the student to kind of try it out. So
What internship is that to work-based learning? Work-based learning?
Sure, yeah, we have work-based learning, we have courses for that, and for me, it's both and. With our most successful industry partners, they hire our students as engineers who learn a lot of the lab, and they hire our students as interns or contractors first, while they're still in school, and then as we're finishing up, that transition is going to a full-time employment, versus a cold call or a cold interview process or a blind, resume, whatever. Kind of that introduction, experience, skill for the student, comfort with the company and also an opportunity for the company to learn what it takes to bring someone in as well.
And oh, by the way, the student picks up a half a unit or a unit or.
That's what.
Very cool.
All right.
Thank you so much. So, we're over. We could have gone, we had a big debate when we were putting this together of whether we could fill up 3 hours. And it seems obvious to me that that wasn't going to be a problem, that we probably should have had a lunch speaker and some food and gone into the early afternoon, but we didn't. And we need to honor people's time. Having said that, our next slide, which I'm not even going to put up, our last slide, basically, I think our last slide is thank you. But the second to last slide is next steps. And I believe that the next steps are now on us and the core team to synthesize what we heard today and to start to put in place communication channels so that we can get people who have shared interests on the same page. And we need to start helping where we can help and figure out what kind of help the different. There's a lot of tentacles. On Amazon, they talk about having being an octopus that wants to hug you with lots of different tentacles. I think this is a lot of different. There's a lot of different aspects of this that probably ought to get organized, but not necessarily all together all the time. So I think we need to figure out, we need a web, we need a web presence, we need a community of practice. We need a set of meetings and a cadence to those meetings, and there shouldn't be any, I'm a big fan of not having any more meetings than we absolutely need. So we'll try and work that through. We'll run it by everybody. We've got everybody's contact information. Both who was involved today, and there's another 70 or 80 people in various roles in the community college system who we have information for. We'll report out this meeting to everybody, and we'll start to lay out, okay, here's where we think we're going. If anybody needs something, let us know, and we can help get those resources. And I think the next step is basically on us to report out what we accomplished today, and to make some hypotheses about where we ought to go next. And we'll do that. Angel, you're in those meetings. We've got about 6 or 7 of us that are in those meetings. I think we may want to just open up and just say, hey, if you want to come, you can, but don't, we'll start to expand as needed. See where it goes.
Can I make a quick?
Yes.
Comment. We develop platform because we are a platform, but you already know that we need the name and the top codes. That I would say from practical perspective is the personal need, because we can say calculate the time but we cannot go over that long because we don't have the name. Right now we live half of that in CIS, half of that in math, yeah. And then so we need all kind of push to get things through. So if let's say Dan or one of the contractors can devote to that, push it through, get it faster. That would be so much.
Okay. I'm all I think we recognize the issue. I'm not sure we have a solid way of solving it, but I recognize it. I did spend a couple of years at the chancellor's office. I know we have instructional leadership all over the Bay Area who's enthusiastic about this program. And that helps. Ultimately, the programs are driven by faculty. But what everybody else has to do is provide air cover for faculty to do this great work and try and get all the other BS out of the way as much as we can. So I see that as our collective role. I have a friend who just retired from San Jose State, was a business dean at San Jose State. And at her retirement party, somebody asked her, what's the thing you're proudest of in your whole career? She had a long career in public education. She said, the thing I'm most proud of is that I never lost sight of the fact that my job was to figure out how to say yes, not no. And I think that's our job. It's how do we say yes? People have these creative ideas about things to do. I don't know the answer to it, but we'll figure it out. On that note, I'm gonna say this meeting is over. I'm gonna ask Lauren to stop the recording and